Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome in today on February 24th. And I'm sure many of you have been watching all the coverage that has been going on every news station in the world, and what we all anticipated and what we all so greatly feared definitely happened overnight. Russia has moved and advanced into Ukraine. They Putin is actually pushing ground troops. They are moving to take the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, just as we anticipated that they would. And I just want to get caught up with everything, just like you guys. Yeah, it's. I knew that his decision was made days ago when he, the way he was talking to his spy chief, the way he was holding those public meetings with his Security Council. It was his body language, and you could tell that his decision was already made then. His decision has already been made. So again, what does Putin want? Putin does not believe that the Ukraine, hey, Natalie, Putin does not believe that the Ukraine should even exist on the map. My full expectation is that he's going to take Kyiv and he's going to make it part of the Russian Federation. Very similar to what he did with Crimea. And hopefully some of you guys were able to go and look at those Russian roulette videos that we were talking about the other day. So how are they advancing in? They're coming in from the north, from the east, and from the south. And the thing is this, when Putin, got to look at everything that's been going on, when Putin recognized the sovereignty of the DPR and the LPR in eastern Ukraine, which was originally Ukraine, okay? He moves in, he says, nah, I'm going to recognize it as two independent states. He did that for strategy reasons only, because now he was able to push further in, and he was within breathing distance of Kyiv, which is the capital of Ukraine, which has over 5 million inhabitants. So let me see if I can get this to run, because I'm having some issues. So, what's going to be very interesting too, guys, is going to be what's the president of the Ukraine going to do? What's he going to do? Now, of course, the Dow is fucking a tragedy right now.
Hyundai Santa Cruz is Subaru Outback.
Hold on, guys. I want to see some of this ground offensive that they're doing. Okay. Yeah. What's going to happen to the leader of Ukraine currently, Zelensky? It's fucking horrible. You know, guys, I was sitting here thinking, would it really be so bad if we just minded our own business and let them deal with whatever they're going to do? You know what I mean? The United States is what I mean when I say if we were to just, mind our own business. Would it really be so bad?
Ukrainian officials report fierce fighting with Russian forces across the country as Russia's invasion continues to unfold by land, air, and sea, with casualties reported. Our correspondents report live. Stay tuned for that. Well, in response, a chorus of condemnation from Western leaders, G7 nations.
Man, he played that chess move, guys. Y'all seen the war games.
Has activated defense plans and announced it will reinforce troops on its eastern flank. We're watching France 24. Thanks for joining us for this special edition, part of our continuing coverage of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Fierce fighting is taking place across the country, with dozens of casualties reported, including in the Ukrainian armed forces. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has cut ties with Moscow and declared martial law and vowed to defend the country. And Zelensky is actually going to be speaking now. Let's listen to him.
Okay, let's definitely catch this.
Героїв. Так, захоплені у полон російські бійці, деяким з них наші лікарі надають допомогу тих, хто здався в полон. Знищено багато російської авіації та багато броньованої техніки. Так, ми бачимо, що багато...
Sorry, we didn't seem to have the translator there for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, but we will try to have clips from that address later. Well, for now, we can cross to Kyiv to speak to our Chief Foreign Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, what's the latest where you are right now?
Well, the latest is that the curfew is being imposed on Kyiv tonight. The city is silent and dark. Restaurants, cafes, bars, all shut. Nobody to be seen on the...
We seem to have lost our Chief Foreign Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. We'll try to get him back in just a moment. But for now, we're going to take a look at how the Kremlin's offensive has pulled out. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. We actually are going to stay in Ukraine. We're going to cross live to our senior reporter, Catherine Norris Trent. She's in the southern part of the country in Zaporizhia. Catherine, you left the port city of Mariupol this morning. What have you been seeing? How is it different from where you were this morning and where you are now?
The city where we are now has not so far been the target of bombing, but people here are very much on their guard and wary that it could be targeted in the future. There are people packing up their things into cars. The roads are very busy, and there have been long queues outside petrol stations all the road from Mariupol. People trying to fill up their cars with petrol or gas just in case they need to flee. When we asked them where they intended on going, many of them said they simply didn't know because there are so many fronts open in this conflict now that there's a great sense of confusion and alarm. A lot of people overwhelmed with the stress of it. Some of them hadn't perhaps believed that this day was going to arrive, so they hadn't made last-minute preparations such as filling up their tanks. But now reality's hitting home. People have been trying to get cash out. Again, lots of cash machines and banks here running dry. Long queues outside cash points. And again, people trying to buy medicine and food in the shops. So it's not outright panic, but there is alarm and a great sense of fear of just where this could lead next. People are calling to family members around the country. The communications networks, as you've probably noticed, keep dipping in and out. So this is an extremely uncertain time in this area of Ukraine.
All right, thank you,
wow.
Catherine. We're actually going to go live to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is speaking now.
We need people to donate blood. Please help us to be able to save lives in our towns. Everybody must look after their neighbors, their families, and we also need the help of journalists in order to defend our freedom. Today, I met with representatives of the European Union, of Poland, Austria, and other countries.
Wow. Wow.
You, the European leaders, the heads of free states the world over, if you do not help Ukraine today, tomorrow, war will be on your doorsteps. Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine and glory to Ukraine.
Oh my God. Where are your armed forces, Zelensky? Where are your soldiers? Are they fighting back against these offensives that are going on right now? So Vladimir Putin threatens he basically, thank you to this Dolly, he threatens those that may be tempted to intervene in this military action. I find this to be actually very interesting. So Russian President Vladimir Putin announced he had ordered the military action in Ukraine, threatened that those who may be tempted to intervene on Ukraine's behalf, saying, quote, now a few important, very important words for those who may be tempted to intervene in ongoing events from the outside. Whoever tries to interfere with us, and even more so to create threats to our country, to our people, should know that Russia's response will be immediate and will lead you to such consequences as you have never experienced in your history. We are ready for any development of events. All necessary decisions in this regard have been made. I hope that I will be heard. Oh yeah, we hear you. We hear you all right. We hear you. It's no secret that Putin is of the opinion that Ukraine does not deserve to exist on the map, that it's part of the old Russian ancient soil, as he called it. No secret. Of course, this has caused stocks to fucking tumble. And you know how much I hate that. But stocks are fucking down horribly. It's so bad I won't even open up Fidelity and look. Not even going to open it up. But we are down 600 points. We've already been taking some massive hits on the stock market, really the last 2 months. But I mean, just as an example, you can look at just one of the top 5 stocks, tech stocks. Amazon went under 3 yesterday and continues to drop. So the VIX, of course, is up really high. 34.29 is, when the VIX is high like that, that means there's a lot of fear on the market. None of us can sit up here and say that we, didn't expect this, right? It's kind of crazy because not only has you got these physical offenses that have been taking place, cyber attacks have also been taking place, targeting Ukraine. There were many banks who were suffering ransomware and DDoS attacks based out of Ukraine. So it's like, well, let's just keep it a stack here. Putin has had years to formulate a offense. He really has. Again, he's been very, very vocal about what he thinks about Ukraine. And he really kicked this off back in 2014. Remember, Crimea was part of Ukraine. So it's almost like he wants to make it the old USSR again. The way the map that the USSR, what the USSR used to be. It must be scary for those that are in Ukraine, living their lives, going on, day to day, going to work, et cetera, knowing that this powerful person, an army, is coming in, and you're going to be falling under completely different laws and rules, right? I mean, he did that in stealth mode, didn't he? And while he's sitting here invading Ukraine like this, it's crazy to me because, well, it's not crazy to me as far as him invading, but what I'm trying to say is when he came out and he did that news conference the other night. Remember, it was yesterday, what would have been considered Moscow's yesterday, when he came out and he said that he was open to diplomatic discussions. He totally, bluffing is part of war game strategy. So listen, I'm going to shut this down on the Crimes and Investigations Network channel. I'll be over on the Unknown right now for today. I may be just sort of streaming. I'm really just going to be catching up with what's going on in this case. So if you really want to get a little bit deeper into this topic and want to, kind of do a discovery with us, then feel free to come over to the Unknown channel. But I'm going to shut this down on Crimes and Investigations. I treat that channel a lot different than I do like a throwaway channel. So guys, I'll catch y'all again next time on the Crimes and Investigations. Bye, guys.